Avidhyakam shariradi drishyam budbudhavaksharam etadvilakshanam vidhyat aham brahmeti nirmalam. Avidhyakam shariradi drishyam budbudhavaksharam etadvilakshanam vidhyat aham brahmeti nirmalam. The perceived body, drishyam, which is the visible perceived body, shariradi, the perceived body, etc., are born of avidhyakam, avidya, or of ignorance, and are short-lived like the bubbles. Ksharam is perishable, passing, fleeting, just like the bubbles. Budbuda. Budbuda means the bubble. What means like? So I'm just giving the Sanskrit word so you know what that means. Avidhyakam sharira adi drishyam budbuda aksharam. Aksharam is evanescent. It is perishable. One should realize the pure Brahman. Etadvilakshanam vidyad. Realize that the pure Brahman is different from these, as I am Brahman. Aham brahmeti nirmalam. I am that pure, immaculate Brahman. I am that Brahman. The pure Brahman. One should realize this. So this verse is verses 31, 32, 33. Thank you, sir. 31, 32, 33 is talking about the negation. So here he's talking about negating the physical body and the perceived objects and beings. So in this verse, he's negating the entire gross world. He continues perhaps in the next verse as well, the same line of thought, but here he says, the visible objects, what are the visible objects? What are the, anything is tangible. The tangible is the physical body. It's nothing but gross matter. Gross matter is all tangible, is visible. What is the nature of the visible objects of the world? He says it is, what is it? It is short-lived. It is evanescent. Evanescent means it is passing. It is fleeting. It is perishable, just like a bubble. What is the life of a bubble? So short-lived. So I actually shared that with someone. I just got a message in our badminton group. A video, a 2-minute video, which apparently is flashed in the news. This guy is, I don't know who he is. It's just information and news. A police officer, an SI, a superintendent of police, he's playing badminton SI night. It's all being captured on the camera. He just collapses on the court. Massive heart attack, he died. I don't know who he is, but just few seconds, just collapses and dies. Is there any guarantee it will not happen to you and me? hale and healthy. He's playing a sport. In the midst of it, he's gone. So the entire world, he says, is impermanent. It will not hit you until it comes to you. You will only say, ah, correct. So sad, so sorry to note. But when something of yours is gone, you will understand the value. Why would you understand only when it comes to you? And then you pay the price of that because you don't have the wisdom. But when something close to you is taken away, that's when you realize that the impermanence of it. But why is it that you realize only when it comes close to you? Why don't you realize it when it is in a subjective discussion like this? You don't realize the importance of it. Rajima.
Because you've become the experiencer. Otherwise, it is someone else who's experiencing it and not you.
Yeah, but in philosophical terms, why is it that it dawns onto you of the impermanence?
Because the veil of ignorance is removed at that moment.
That's an interesting observation. The veil of ignorance is removed at that moment. Huh? I never thought that way, because he says everything is born out of ignorance, he says. Avidya. Ignorance is bliss, isn't it? We are so blissfully unaware of what life is subjecting us through until life teaches us this. The best things in life, he says, has to go. Not just the worst, the best things in life. And here on other end, we would go about divinizing by saying everything in nature is God, isn't it? That which we worship in nature as Brahman, here the Guru Adi Shankaracharya is dismissing. It is just impermanence. It is avidya, it's ignorance. Look at the standpoint which Adi Shankaracharya is taking. He is the Guru who propounds the Advaita school of thought. Remember, we are upholding that school of thought which says there is only one truth, one reality, one consciousness, that is Brahman. And he says, you are that truth, the reality. And if there's anything other than that, it is Maya. It's your own creation. It's an illusion. It doesn't exist. Now you will see with such fluency, I'm using high-flown words. None of this will make sense. Right after the class, you will get angry at someone. You will overeat. You will get tempted. You will get into raga dvesha. You will go caught up in completely in Maya. But in the class, you say, everything is Maya. What about the Maya after the class? That is okay. In the class is Maya. After the class, it is reality. You know, somebody makes a phone call, you're affected. You know, everything bothers you. Everything hurts you. Yeah, but to speak is very, very, very easy. Avidya. They come and go. It is impermanence. It's all because of ignorance. It's not easy. It is certainly not easy to understand and relate to it, understanding it's impermanent. You know, there's this beautiful poem. We all have heard some time or other. The same principle is conveyed through the poem, even this shall pass away. Everything shall pass. Joy comes not to stay, to pass away. Sorrow comes not to stay, to pass away. Name comes not to stay, to pass away. Health comes not to stay, to pass away. So if you are able to play the role in life, in every stage of your life, understanding the impermanence, you are firmly rooted into the truth of the reality. Because you're either on the changing platform, going through the experience of change, or you are at the changeless standpoint to life. There's only two tracks you can be in. Either you are going through the change, or you are rooted into the changeless. Tinkima, where are you? Are you subjected to change, or are you in the changeless?
From the absolute standpoint, changeless. From the relative standpoint, definitely subject to change.
You're all very qualified to take to the stage. You all become Mahagurus, I must say that. So don't we all realize through our own day-to-day experiences that how any change that happens in our life constantly affects us?
So can I say something?
Yes, please.
You had asked that, till it doesn't happen to us, we don't believe something. Absolutely. I mean, it's only hearsay. So when it's only when we experience something, then I know the truth. If you may describe a fruit or something to me, or how beautiful a city was. I can only imagine it, even if I see a picture. But when I have eaten or tasted that fruit, then only I can understand what exactly you mean. That's the difference between experiencing it and just hearsay.
But don't tell me that from your early childhood, have you not experienced this in your life?
What?
Of change?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Then what happened to all that experience and wisdom you have experienced of the world?
Well, we learned that change is the only thing which is constant. And
yes. Shouldn't that help us in dealing with life, what we are caught up in now?
Yes. So I think minor things we kind of adapt and accept and say change is part of life, because we've done it all our lives. But definitely major things which are very important to us shocks us more, or hurts us, or gives us more pain. And it takes us longer to adapt, accept, and to move on.
So
that little bit affected. Yeah, we are affected.
Why are you qualifying big problem, little bit affected?
Because that shows my level of attachment. No, the more attached I am, the more affected I am. Less attached, less. So, I mean, I think in this class, everybody knows this here. Especially when we are sitting in class with you. Then we go back to our normal way of living. We get occasional, little sparks. Hey, don't be attached. Hey, don't react. Hey, don't do this. And then it's like a wave that comes and quietly dies away.
So should I continue these classes, or shall I wrap it up? What do you think? I don't think it's working really. Because you say sometimes it comes, you're saying. So going by the majority, I think let's wrap it up.
Not at all. But we can't change a lifetime in 60 sessions, right?
Oh, you're counting the number of sessions also. Now I'm in for some trouble now. Let me quickly move on with the text.
Please do.
No. So being grounded in wisdom is nothing but to remain unaffected with the inevitable change. We only have to look at the applicability of this verse in that sense. Ultimately, everything has to go. But how do I live my life is to remain unruffled, unaffected, uninfluenced. Keep an inner charm right through the changes, whether favorable, unfavorable, you remain unaffected by it. So the best thing to say what this knowledge is about, it is only giving you the necessary impetus or the preparation to face the inevitable that's going to happen. Whenever somebody tells in the house, I'm just going, I'm come back in half an hour. Just tell to yourself mentally, there's a fair chance this man may not come back. Can you ever tell yourself? There's a fair chance this man may not come back. I was watching, I don't know, I don't even think I was watching a movie. I was watching a particular scene. A movie somebody else was watching. Really is Vijayamma watching, and then I'm there and I see a scene. And then I remember this elderly gentleman alone in the house because somebody has passed away. And somebody knocks at the door and he comes in. And then he asks, how are you, sir? How is life? He said, nothing in life has prepared me for the silence that has followed on the demise of my near and dear. Nothing in my entire life has prepared me for this silence that consumes me after the demise of my near, my wife. He lost his wife. And he said, nothing in life has prepared me for that silence. I thought it's such a profound statement. And all I remember in that scene in the movie was this. And I don't think I followed thereafter what happened. It hit me like an avalanche. Nothing in life has prepared me for the silence that followed. And yet I lived with that person for 30, 40, 50 years. And I'm proud to say that I've married for 50 years. But yet I'm not prepared to face the inevitable aspect of life, that it is impermanent. How foolish am I? How ill-prepared am I to face what life is going to throw at you, and there's no guarantee when it's going to happen. And what shocks me is how granted you have taken to things in life, and that is avidya. You must be sitting like you're sitting on a furnace. You must be restless. You need to, there's an urgency for me to get prepared to face what life is going to throw at me. Is this person who's leaving, is he going to come back? And if he doesn't come back, how would I handle it? Believe me, I used to ask these questions to myself. I seriously kept asking. And you don't have to announce it. The moment you announce it, you become a pessimist. There's a very thin line, please. When you anticipate and prepare, you're an optimist. When you expect, you become a pessimist. We're only talking about an intelligent anticipation and a preparation to what life is going to throw at you anytime. Isn't it? And is it wrong to be prepared to face life? Isn't preparation nothing but getting insured? You get insured yourself to everything in life. Have you insured your own peace of mind? Have you ensured what life can actually subject you through? Is subjecting you through day in and day out, experience to experience? I'm only magnifying it and saying, is this man going to come back? There's a fair chance he's going to come back. He may not come back. And yet you may go on before that person, but yet you're prepared for the inevitable to happen. So when the inevitable happens, you will receive it with grace. That is all the verse is saying. It is impermanent. You reject it. One should realize that I am that Brahman. I am different from anything that's visible. I am not this. Now what we are doing, because of our attachment, we are tying ourselves mentally to everything visible. My job, my family, my factory, my money, my investments, my world, my name, whatever I can see, I'm tying myself. And he's saying, it's all going, man. They've come, they've gone, they're going to go. What about you? I don't know, I may not be able to convey the spirit in the words, but I want you all to relate to that which you experience it, and that which you need to step apart and examine and experience the inevitable. And in order to step apart, you must be other than the experience. And if you're other than the experience, that is when you become a Sakshi. And that which is other than the experience is the Atman. Ultimately, it's the Atman that he says is different from this. Everything terrestrial is perishable. That which is imperishable is a transcendental. So these are two separate things. The entire terrestrial world is perishable. Tell me anything that is imperishable in the terrestrial world. Nothing. Everything is perishable. So it's not worth holding on to. Not knowing when it's going to go. What are you holding on to? Ritigaru.
Namaskar, Guruji.
Yes, sir.
I understood the logic behind, but definitely we can't just thinking in that perspective give everything out, Guruji. So life, position, power, fame, all are somehow other way inspiring factors for us to move from today to tomorrow.
Yes.
That's one or the other way required, because you require to do a karma, a good karma, right way of doing things. So assuming that every moment by moment we are counting about the endless life going to be, then I am sure there could be neither we can't be inclined totally towards that. The next moment we doesn't know where we are. Okay, we have to live at this moment and live moment by moment. I understood the logic behind, but thinking that nothing is going to be, nothing going to come along with us is also been understood. But keep that in mind. Not doing anything is also going to be challenging, because then there is no purpose of the life. Hope I'm trying to convey my confusion, or it could be I can say that clarity, which has been trickling in the mind.
Sir, you please give us the make of the camera, because I could see the confusion on the face. Your camera is so clear. No, I'm just joking. Jokes apart, I can understand where you find the challenge of keeping this attitude in mind and yet strive to progress and excel and bring the best out.
Right.
In fact, when you have this attitude, you may almost sound very pessimistic. Almost. I remember, I know it's Rajima. I think she said a couple of times, she commented, I don't know, somebody else, I always kept saying this, men may come, men may go, I go on forever. Remember Rajima? And then we are here sitting to form a team, as we all call ourselves a wisdom parivar. We are trying to do many things every time, every minute is being invested in the right sense to expand this wisdom, to serve this cause. And yet, when I keep saying, men may come, men may go, I go on forever, almost it sounded so negative. She said, Guruji, please don't say that. Did you say that, Rajima? This was a while ago, I think a year or so before. So it is not that I'm not wanting, or we are not wanting here to progress or evolve. But when it happens, you're ever prepared.
Okay.
It is ever prepared.
So keep the end in the mind.
Keep that in mind, sir. Like every time you buy, you have a phone. Nowadays everyone recommends you that you have a glass protector shield, isn't it? It increases the weight of your phone. You may have to pay a little money. It's pittance compared to the cost of the phone, but you put the glass shield. How many times have you not experienced? The other day I was getting off the car, I was saying bye to someone, and I forgot to zip the haversack, and the phone fell, and the glass shield cracked. If I did not put the screen would have cracked, and perhaps it would have been costed far more. So it is understanding. So what is the value of the glass piece?
Negligible.
It is not going to be permanent. It has a value, but understand it is going to break. It is impermanent. So when it happens, it doesn't jolt you. It's all absorbed into just to draw an analogy, the understanding of the inevitable of life is how you endure, how the car ride on a rugged road. When you drive your car on a rugged road, you don't experience the knocks and shocks, do you? It is the shock absorbers in the car. It's like asking, sir, why do you want the shock absorbers? This attitude to accept the inevitable are the shock absorbers of life, so that the passenger doesn't experience the shocks. So the passenger here is the mind. The intellect is the shock absorbers. The car is the vehicle. The rugged road is the vicissitudes or the challenges or the inevitable aspect of life. So when you are driving your car on a rugged surface, you will find there'll be potholes, there will be speed bumps, there will be certainty that there'll be ruggedness. But you'll have to ensure you don't go through that same ruggedness. It's the shock absorbers that face, not you. Don't complain the inevitable, isn't it? So it's only about the awareness on the background. It's like, I don't expect death, but I'm prepared for death. So have you taken the insurance, sir?
Me, no.
What insurance? Health insurance, Ilya?
No insurance. What I do with, okay, health insurance, I can understand. People talk about, somebody was talking to me saying, sir, and in the legal, I meant to say on the corporate front, they say that as a prime promoter of the company, you can have something can be kept, and they said they'll give a proposal for that. I said, once I left this world, what is that money going to help? It's not going to help me anymore. I said, yeah. Unless I talk about the society, unless I talk about all my job of in the future, it can be something. So I didn't have any insurance, whether it's the health or anything, no insurance.
Okay. So have you insured your car, sir?
Absolutely. It's not because of, it's
no, don't give me reason now. I only want an answer, yes or no. No yes, justification here.
Yes.
No, that's all I'm saying. Would you ever complain, why have I not taken advantage of insurance? Is it good to take use of the medical insurance or any insurance, or is it good not to make use?
It's good to take. In my view, is having an insurance.
It's good to have an insurance.
That's right.
It's good never to use it.
That's true.
I have protected my house with theft insurance and fire insurance, but I'm mourning. Why? Because I've never used theft insurance and fire insurance. Pagal, something gone wrong with you? You mean to say you want to use theft insurance and fire insurance? You want to say, okay, you want to use fire insurance? Just start fire, do some yajna, and then let it consume the whole house, and then you can go and claim.
Like hospitals are giving schemes for the 1+1.
1+1 now, sir. I look like you have started, sir. Sir, you are telling you have not taken insurance. You seem to know more about all insurance plans than us.
So what is that you're trying to tempt the people, saying that you come for one diagnosis and the other diagnosis will be free for you? It's something like you have an insurance.
No. See, all what we are saying is, unless and until you ensure your mental equanimity, if you don't, this is the best piece of advice we all can emulate or imbibe, so that we get immune to the change and what change can cause. That's all he's saying. You don't expect the change to happen. You're only prepared what the inevitable is going to happen. That's a difference, sir. Expectation and preparation.
Got the message.
Right, sir. Hariji, you want to say something? Hariji. All okay? You want to say something? You're good? Okay. There was a beautiful quote, which I keep often quoting. I don't know it recalls your memory, but the quote reads, in the magnifying glass of a man's eye, in the magnifying glass of a man's eye, the world looks greater than it is. In the magnifying glass of the man's eye, the world looks greater than it is. Like I can have something in a fine print, and if I'm not able to read, I bring a magnifying glass and just, I can see what it is, isn't it? Now, what does this concept mean? What does this mean? In the magnifying glass of the man's eye, the world looks greater than it is. What is the message here? Ushama, did you get the quote, Ushama?
Oh, Namaste,
Yes, ma,
Guru.
we can hear you. Yes, ma. Yeah.
I got the quote. Yeah, I got the quote. Should I
I'm
repeat
waiting.
it?
I'm waiting for the answer.
Okay.
Just be silent for a few more seconds. Answer will come.
No, we have learned our lesson.
So, yeah. We were thinking, what is going on? Why are these both laughing? You know. I hope you know what we are talking about. Yes, ma. Solungo. The magnifying glass of a man's eye, the woman's eye also can put. If you have a concern with the man's eye, woman's eye put go. Okay, what is that? What does it mean? What is it conveying? What concept is it conveying? Now looks like you're seriously waiting for the answer.
Means the glass, in fact, no, I'm not able to get the right point, Guruji. I'm
No
not
problem.
able to get the.
Okay, fair enough. No problem. Ma. Okay, let me ask Amita ma.
Hari Om Guruji, Hari Om everyone.
Yeah, Hari Om, ma.
Does it mean that we should not be taken up by what meets the eye? It is not what it is. So don't be question it. Don't be taken up by what you see. So something may look absolutely gorgeous, absolutely exuberant or whatever, but don't fall for it.
So what is the message there?
The message there is it's an illusion. It's Maya.
What does this lead to?
A false belief, a misconcept.
Ma, the concept we are talking about is negation of the lower, assertion of the higher. You got that right, isn't it?
Yep.
Keeping that in mind, can you fit this quote? What is it trying to say here?
That the lower may seem as if it is the higher. So, for example, if I went to a Swami in a temple and I thought that he was Brahman, for example, that he knows everything, and I fully depended on him, I would be doing the wrong thing. Sorry, sir. Am I on track with you?
No. You're thinking along. You're just expressing in your own way. In fact, what this quote is trying to say is, this is the path for your attachment. This is the path for your own downfall. Can you all revisit the quote and look at it from, this is the avenue to develop an attachment to anything that you are holding on to? Because you're holding on to something is because you are looking at it greater than what it is, grander than what it is, more important than what actually it is. In other sense, you're giving it far more importance than it deserves, a black market value. You're giving certain things in life a greater value than it deserves, is because of the magnifying glass you're looking at it. If somebody is complaining of their problems and challenges in life, the least he can do is look at others and what challenges they're going through. You will instantly realize that my challenges are insignificant compared to others' challenges. What am I complaining? Isn't it? But my challenge seems a mountain of a challenge because I'm magnifying it. I'm not taking a grander picture, larger perspective to life and understand it. I'm not dismissing it. I'm not negating it. I'm actually asserting it as if it is everything in life. So look at life and what is it that you're looking at with a magnifying glass? And that is exactly that's consuming you. And that is what you've already fallen a prey to. Whatever you're, Hariji, just a minute. Whatever you're seeing with the magnifying glass is what you're attached to. You're already fallen a prey to it. You're already a slave to it. And that is what you, so what you need to do is remove the magnifying glass and look at, start seeing it as it is. Oh, my daughter is getting married. What? The only daughter you have, nobody else have children. No, but I only have one daughter and she's getting married. Very happy to know, but do you mean to say nobody else is getting married? Your only child has got married till now, nobody else has? When you look at life, so many people have got married, so many people. So what is the big deal, man? When you look at that with the magnifying, my child getting married, oh, big deal. You know, Kalidasa, and the antidote to this magnifying glass, the antidote, exact opposite. Kalidasa, whenever anybody went up to him, anything, when anybody went up to him and anything they said, all he said was, Tata Kim. Tata Kim means so what? So what, man? Oh, I've got something spectacular. So what? I'm blessed with a, I've been wanting to have a boy and my third child is a boy. So what? I've got promotion. So what? I'm migrating abroad. So what? It's like pouring water on a campfire. Or like puncture in your car tire, everything gone, all the balloon air, you are flying in air, get grounded, man. Shanti, come down, all excitement because of your magnifying glass. Big deal. I've got a visa, I've got this and I've got that and I've got that achievement and I've, my grandchild is so brilliant, you only have grandchild, nobody else have grandchildren. Magnifying glass, remove the glass. Look at life just another child is there. So many people are suffering. Why are you magnifying your suffering? So many people have wealth. Why are you gloating at little wealth you've acquired? What are you compared to the entire wealth of the world? Insignificant. What arrogance have you got of your success, man? What arrogance you have of your knowledge? So much knowledge out there. So it just grounds you. That is what this is. You got to look at it from that perspective. This is what I said. Start negating that which you're asserting. You're asserting is because of a magnifying glass. Just start saying Tatakim. Remove the magnifying glass and start saying Tatakim. So what? Big deal, man. It just diffuses the undue importance you're giving to it. I don't know. I'm making too much noise. Let's hear from Hariji. Enna? All the while you wanted to say something. When I say Hariji, you'll say no, you'll give up. Yeah. What is this going on? Chapandi.
You have already told that. I wanted to say that not only the external world, I feel at most of the time I know the external world is not very much permanent, but I always feel I am permanent because I am planning for not 100 years. I am planning for maybe another 500 years, thinking that I will never die. So
why are you thinking like that? I'm not thinking, you're thinking. You should know why you're thinking, no? Why are you bewildered by my question?
No, I'm not bewildered.
Then you must have an answer.
I don't plan for 10 years or 20 years or 40 years. I
500 years planning.
500 years. I think I will never die.
Why? Why is it you think you never die?
Then I have to go to Bhagavatam.
No, Gita liye answer irka, ATMABODHA liye answer irka.
Just like Yudhishthira, no?
See, even a person who is in the critical condition in ICU, none of us are there in that condition.
I want
even
a better doctor. I want a better doctor.
No, not forget better doctor. He believes that he is going to walk out of the ICU room tomorrow.
Yeah.
He believes that he is going to go back and spend a few more days with his family and settle few things which I wanted to write that will, revisit that will. I don't think I've been fair. I want to do that. And I hope I get that little time. You don't want anything more. I've lived enough. I've seen enough. I just want to write that will and make everybody happy. So you believe you'll walk out. So there's at every stage of your life, you believe you are not going to die. And where does that feeling come from? Because the Atman within the very core of your personality is
permanent.
It never dies. There's no death to the Atman. It is that Atman in us that makes us believe that we are immortal. In the same question, Ramatirtha answered another way. Somebody asked him, is it good to be avaricious? Is it good to be greedy? He said, what's wrong in being avaricious? Please be. And he said, how can you say that? You are always wanting more and more in life because, okay, can you answer? Sedraman sir, you will say, I don't want more, I'm very contented. But Ramatirtha is saying there is no wrong in wanting more and more and more. There's nothing wrong in being avaricious. Can you justify that statement, sir?
Hari Om Guruji. Maybe it means I want to live in abundance.
Okay.
So the more I get, the more I can disperse. I feel full.
A person who wants more, he is not contented. He says there's nothing wrong with that, he says. You're not wrong in your thinking. But Ramatirtha says why it is not wrong to be avaricious, because what you're seeking is infinite happiness. And anything finite can never give you infinite. Therefore, you'll never be content until you hit the infinite. So what we are seeking indirectly, we are seeking the infinite. Any amount of wealth, you're not content. You want more wealth. Any aspect. Knowledge, you're not content. You want to enhance your knowledge. Beauty, you want to enhance your beauty. Every aspect of our life, we are trying to seek more and more. And the fact that we're seeking more is the Atman in us that is wanting. And the lack of contentment is because it's all finite. Finite can never satisfy the infinite urge in us. What we need to understand is the urge is infinite. But we are searching in a wrong place. But the moment the search goes within, we'll find that contentment. Outside, you'll not get that. You are aware of, isn't it? That we all know. But the reason why we're not contented is because we are seeking the infinite in every aspect of life, in every field. A sportsman wants to excel in his sport. A musician wants to excel in his music. An artist wants to bring out a better piece of art. He's not contented with it. Why? What you are seeking is the infinite. There's another line of thought. Anyway, the subject matter.
In other words, Guruji, we have to take a U-turn.
Correct, sir. We all have to take a U-turn to go inward. You're right. Very true. See, all I'm struggling to say in one word, he said U-turn. Done. So please write down U-turn. Then you'll understand what all is there here. Correct? Huh? Well said, sir. So we'll move on. We'll take up verse 32.